Most people aren't being humble, they're being afraid. They're afraid to look confident, afraid to take credit, and afraid to believe in themselves because of what other people will think about them. And as a result of this, we dress it up. I'm just being modest. I don't need the attention. I don't want to sound arrogant. Deep down, what we're really saying is, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to risk being disliked. And that's not humility, it's just fear in disguise. Real humility will never ask you to downplay yourself. It asks you to listen, to learn, to respect others, but never to doubt your own voice. So when you downplay your stories, your ideas, your accomplishments, you're not being humble. Because when you think about it at length, who really gains something from when you stay quiet about what you're capable of? Because it's certainly not you. It's usually the insecure people around you who like it when you play it small. Because if you grow, if you shine, if you take up space, it either forces them to level up or get left behind. And you'll come to realize that a lot of people would rather keep you soft than have to stretch themselves, and it's unfortunate. But here's the catch. You can't live your entire life trying to make other people comfortable, because that's exactly how people at 40 and 50 wake up and realize that they built their entire identity out of playing it safe. And this is where quiet confidence steps in. It starts when you start saying, I don't need to prove anything to you, but I'm also not going to hide either. And I feel like there's this reputation that's now been formed of what confidence is, that confidence has to be loud, that you have to be in everyone's face to be taken seriously. And most people that I've met, in whatever field that they've found success in, they're calm, they're quiet, and they're competent. That's quiet confidence right there. It's not performative, it's not arrogant, it's the energy of someone who knows what they bring to the table. They know what they're capable of, and they don't need your approval to bring it. And here's the thing, that kind of presence, that grounded and steady kind, is way more magnetic than noise will ever be, because people can feel when you're faking it. Quiet confidence says, I've done the work, I've earned this, I may not be better than everyone, but I'm certainly not less than anyone. And I know for these first couple of minutes it kind of seems like I've been demonizing humility, but humility isn't the enemy here. It's not about, walking into a room and thinking that you're the best. It's about knowing that there's always room to grow and to learn. I really want to emphasize that it's not about shrinking yourself down to seem more likable. Real humility is about being confident and curious. It's about owning your strengths without ego, speaking your truth without having to steamroll anybody else. There's a difference between real humility and false humility. One comes from wholeness, the other from fear. One says, I know my worth, whereas the other says, I'm too scared to show it. So be humble, but don't let anybody trick you into thinking that means staying small. So now you're probably wondering, what does this actually look like in your life? Well, it's posting the work even when it's not perfect. It's saying thank you to somebody when they compliment you instead of deflecting. It's asking for what you're worth. It's admitting when you're wrong, but never acting like you never get it right. And more importantly, it's letting yourself be seen. And not just when you've earned it, not just when everybody claps, but when it's quiet, especially when nobody understands it yet. You don't need to yell to these people, you don't need to prove anything to these people, you just need to stop apologizing for being ready. So here's the takeaway from this video. The world doesn't need more humility. It doesn't need you to pretend like you're somebody that you're not. It doesn't need you to pretend like you're average. It needs you to be you and start acting like it. You don't have to be loud, you don't have to be flashy, but you do have to be honest. Honest about your strengths, your goals, and your voice. And that's not arrogance, but it's alignment. So the next time somebody asks you to stay humble, ask yourself, are they asking me to stay grounded or are they asking me to stay silent? Because there's a very big difference, and your future self is counting on you to know which is which. So no more playing the small man. It's time to trust yourself and ignore these outside voices. Do what you said you're going to do.